ayes have it. Thank you. And so we come to petitions, and I would remind members who are presenting petitions that they are restricted to reading out the material allegations contained in the petition, the prayer of the petition, and a very short statement of the parties from whom it comes. Let us begin with Ruth Jones.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I rise to present this petition on behalf of the people of Newport West, many of whom have been in touch with me in recent weeks and months to express their rage, justifiable rage, at the contaminated blood scandal. I particularly acknowledge Mrs Hazel Jones and Ms Shirley Newnham, two strong local women who have signed this petition. I would also like to acknowledge the indefatigable and brilliant member for Hull North who has demonstrated such leadership on this issue. Madam Deputy Speaker, the petition states, "The petitioners therefore request that the House of Commons urges the Government to implement the recommendations in the second interim report of the Infected Blood Inquiry without delay, and the petitioners remain, etc." Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker.
Thank you.
Petition. Recommendations of the Infected Blood Inquiry.
Petition Mike Amesbury.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I rise to present this petition on behalf of all those in my constituency of Weaver Vale affected by the contaminated blood scandal. I commend all campaigners, including my honourable friend, the member for Hull North. My constituent Michael was infected with hepatitis C from an NHS treatment. I raised Michael's case since I was elected to Parliament in 2017. In his own words, he said, "I felt my life was left in tatters." This petition urges the Government to implement the recommendations in the second interim report of the Infected Blood Inquiry without delay. Thank you.
Petition. Recommendations of the Infected Blood Inquiry.
Petition Martin Day.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I rise to present a petition on behalf of the constituents of Lithgow and East Falkirk in relation to the United Nations Relief and Works Agency funding. My constituents have been deeply troubled by the scenes emerging from Gaza, where unprecedented levels of human suffering have been witnessed, tens of thousands of innocent women, children and civilians already killed, and a quarter of Gazans at risk of death from starvation and destitution. Humanitarian aid is now beyond critical, and I think it's worth pointing out that this petition was prepared prior to Israel's refusal to allow UNRWA funding, UNRWA aid into the north, effectively a death sentence for many. The petitioners therefore request that the House of Commons urges the UK Government to help protect the rights and lives of those affected by the war in Gaza by reallocating funds to the UNRWA to ensure the immediate deliverance of humanitarian assistance to address the adverse threat of life of Palestinians. And the petitioners remain, etc.
Petition. UNRWA funding.
Petition Gavin Newlands.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I rise to present this petition on behalf of my Paisley and Renfrewshire North constituents. 6 years ago, almost to the day, Madam Deputy Speaker, I presented a petition about the Royal Bank of Scotland closing its Renfrew branch, leaving one RBS for the entire constituency. Since then, both Santander and the TSB have also closed, leaving only the Bank of Scotland. Having completely modernised it, we hoped it would be around for a wee while at least, but sadly not, as Lloyds have decided to close the Renfrew and Bridge of Weir Bank of Scotland branches, thus leaving a growing town of 26,000 and a village where doing anything without a car is already difficult without a bank. Nearly 800 people have signed my petition in a short space of time to stop the branch closure, thanks to Good Food, Cardboxy, Co-op and Bridgeware and Katie's Kitchen for helping to collect signatures. The petition of the residents of the constituency of Paisley and Renfrewshire North declares that the closure of 2 Bank of Scotland branches in Paisley and Renfrewshire North constituency will have a detrimental impact on the local community, notes that the decision will leave 70,000 constituents with access to just 2 bank branches, further notes that the removal of high street branches exacerbates the inequality of certain groups, such as those in lower incomes, people with disabilities, rural communities, senior citizens and small business owners, and further declares that all banking groups have a duty to communities to provide in-person services, thus alleviating barriers to access. The petitioners therefore request that the House of Commons urge the Government to consider the concerns of the petitions and take immediate action to ensure that residents in Renfrew and Bridgeware have access to a local banking provision, and the petitioners remain.
Petition, bank closures in Paisley and Renfrewshire North.
Petition, Matt Westing.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I rise to present this petition on behalf of residents of Warwickshire. Locally, there has been a separate petition signed by some 2,000 residents related to the same issue on the matter of Warwickshire Police and the Warwickshire Hunt agreeing a secret protocol following an alleged crime by Warwickshire Hunt in December 2022. Residents have raised their concerns over the relationship between Warwickshire Police and the Police Crime Commissioner, who is understood to be a member of the Countryside Alliance, an organisation that campaigns for fox hunting. The petitioners therefore request that the House of Commons urges the Government to require that Warwickshire Police publish the contents of the protocol.
Petition, Warwickshire Hunt.